Well. I feel like playing some Sonic. Do you feel like playing some Sonic? I think we've already addressed this question on the last time I did this set of videos, and clearly you don't feel like playing some Sonic because you're watching someone else play Sonic. Oh well. Following up with Sonic 1 on the Master System, we have followed up with Sonic 2 on the Game Gear. Why Game Gear? Because this is the harder version. I always like to go for the harder version of any given game, so we're going for the somewhat unfair Game Gear version. I'm not going to enjoy this one. It's one of the most infamously difficult Sonic games there is. I'm not exaggerating there. This one is hard. So, after some fairly easy ratings on the first game, expected to be a lot higher for this one. Started off in Green Hill, no, Underground Zone, okay. We started off in the Underground Zone, for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why this is the first level. I guess I just wanted to change it up a bit. Actually, it's fairly tame in all fairness. You can just literally run through it. Without a certain path, you can literally just hold right and go to victory, for the most part. But we're going to the bottom route because I missed a jump. Bottom route has the Marble Zone. Note yourself, jump out of minecarts. The bottom route has the Marble Zone fireballs, just to be awkward. And here's a very annoying problem are going to experience throughout the Game Gear version. Blind jumps. A lot of them. So, I need to learn these levels very well. Sonic has passed Act 1. If only it was over. Yet again, I'm going to go for all the Chaos Emeralds, which is going to up the difficulty considerably. These things are annoying to get. I have only one shot to get most of them, as I'm going to demonstrate here. You only one shot to get the one on the Act 2. And screwing up means you can't get it. So, yeah. Up we go, we're going to top the route for this. And this is an awkward jump to make. Gotta ride this minecart and gotta sort of time it right. Well, that was close. I hate this Chaos Emerald. It's not as bad as the... Whoa, do you mind? I want this. And we've got it. You're not missing a lot from Act 2, really. It's more the same. Unlike Sonic 1, the Act 2s aren't really gimmicked acts so much. But, with one exception, they now all contain the Chaos Emeralds, and some of them are just really, really annoying. Almost done. He hopes. Praise. Because we're now coming up to what, memically is one of the hardest Sonic bosses ever. The Underground Zone boss on the Game Gear is somewhat nasty. Yeah, infamously, everyone just sort of gives up at this point in the game because the first boss is so difficult. Easy? Is he really that bad? Well, you can't actually defeat him quickly. Oh dear, lava. Oh, well, Robotnik could save us. Fine. Idiots. We're now going to fight the, mecha ant bug thing. Yes, starting from this game onwards, the Master System and Game Gear games have animal-based bosses, rather than Robotnik machines. You'll notice the problem with this boss straight away. We are on a slope. That was close. Whoa. So, you've got to sort of control yourself very well. There is a strategy to this boss. The strategy to this is to jump over the ant and back onto the platform. You do that, you're almost guaranteed a victory. Most of the time. Unless he decides to throw a completely wild ball at you, and then in which case you're dead anyway, so... Well! Woo!
No contest.
Isn't that the hidden one-up on the route we didn't travel? Now, I was gonna sort of remember where everything is, because screen size is bloody annoying. This one's quite simple to get. Just pop on a string, and you get a nice little one-up. That was close. Bloody game. Head straight across on the upper route. Be sure not to run straight off, which is very easy to do. And cross these springs. Yeah, another one-up is all yours for the taking. I wasn't actually aware this one was here until I looked at the maps on Sonic Retro, so thanks, guys. Just be careful making your way down because, you know, lava. Just for kicks, I'm gonna go the bottom route, which you should never see under any circumstances. Unless you manage to screw up. Bottom route is a lot harder than the top route. Mostly because there's lava everywhere. Thankfully the minecarts do make the spikes a non-issue. And you can't really go quickly because, again, screen size. The screen size is really an issue in this game. It's more fault of the Game Gear itself than the game itself, but it wasn't really optimised for it. Which at the very least, Sonic 1 was. I'm not actually sure where to jump from this point. It's been a while since I've seen this route intentionally. As you notice, a little side effect of the minecarts, they will destroy spikes. And, just to show, there are no special stages in this game. As a final note, here's a question I got asked by a good friend, Dave Hughes. He says, how the hell did you get past this? Doesn't seem any way up. I think this is almost a pixel perfect requirement. Yeah. This is a pixel perfect spin dash, believe it or not. You gotta go right to the edge. It's the only way I've found to get through there anyway. Well, they've been annoying. I'm not sure why they made that one so difficult, but yeah. An annoying route. Oh well, onwards. But, whilst we're here, I suppose I want to look at the Master System version very quickly, and you'll notice one significant difference. Straight away, we're going to the boss. Straight to the boss. For some reason, the title screen has no music. If anything, the Master System version does feel a bit unfinished. Unfortunately, it's still probably the better version of the two, mostly because, look at all this screen size! My goodness! We are now in the boss act, which I'm going to very quickly go through. Now, you notice all this retail space you've got for screen size. This is somewhat significant in this boss fight. And, in fact, most of the boss fights in this game. Unlike Sonic 1 on the Game Gear, in this game the boss fights are made a lot harder with the smaller screen space. You'll also notice there is a completely different boss theme. Gotta say I prefer the Game Gear version. Look at all this space and how much reaction time you get. In fact, yeah, this boss is a joke on this version. There's no variance in the bombs. There's a lot of reaction time and... yeah, I'm probably prepared to give this a 0. Wow, that's a change and a half. It definitely feels like a first boss this time around.
So that was the first zone in Sonic 2, and really, I think this zone has a bit more of a reputation than it actually deserves. The zone itself is a bit of a non-issue if you take the upper route, and even the lower route isn't really that difficult as shown in the extras. The Doodlebug itself, on the Master System, it really is a non-issue. Each of the balls thrown at you move in exactly the same pattern, so there's no variance, so it's incredibly simple to avoid, and you've got a much larger room to maneuver. Even the Game Gear version, which is infamous for alleged difficulty, it's not really that big a threat. Jumping over the Doodlebug 9 times out of 10 will mean you avoid the orb drop by Robotnik. There's only one pattern where you've actually got to go underneath, and that's if the ball is bouncing high, generally giving enough of an indication as to whether that is the case or not via simple sound cues. So, what rating do we give Underground Zone at the end of the day? Well, there were no outtakes, so 1 out of 10 all round, with the exception of the Master System version of the boss, which is such a non-issue, it's getting a 0. The game doesn't really start off that hard, there's much worse coming up, including the next zone, which is proving to be somewhat of an issue, with a rather nasty Chaos Emerald location, if nothing else. See you next video.